what is very frightening here is when Israel realizes that they are running out of conventional ammunition, they may use what is in Israel called the Samson option. This will not just harm Iran, it will harm the whole Middle East and actually is likely to cause the nuclear Third World War.
Haim, you are someone who obviously is extremely critical of Israel, to say the least. You were raised there. You wrote this book on the IDF, an army like no other, how the Israel Defense Forces made a nation. And you, like many, predicted on the Katie Halper show, you predicted that Iran was going to be attacked. Please tell us your thoughts on this.
I want to first say that I share the mourning and sadness of the Iranian people and Dr. Marandi. This is a terrifying event. The murder of an 86-year-old intellectual, cleric, a pacifist, someone against nuclear weapons, someone who has never started a war against any of its the Iranian neighbors. Iran was attacked a number of times by the West and by Saddam, of course, for the West, but Iran never attacked any other country. Despite the provocations that Israel has over the years, over the decades, I should say, through at Iran, murdering many, many Iranians in Iran and abroad, Iran did not attack Israel until it was attacked itself. So I think I want to express the solidarity and shock of people in the movement that I have helped to found, Jewish Network for Palestine. It's an anti-Zionist group in London, and we're supporting, of course, the Palestinian struggle for liberation. I mean, supporting Iran in its struggle against the colonialist and imperialist that attacked it illegally, immorally, totally illogically, unnecessarily, and brutally. What happens in Israel is impossible to know, actually, because there is total censorship and punishment promised to anyone who publishes details. But we see quite severe damage and large explosions all over Israel in this system that I'm part of anti-Zionist people connected. Some information is shared. I don't want to put those people into, danger, but it's obvious that the Israelis are keeping mum about what is happening, and there is major damage. Dr. Marandi has said many times, and I follow you very carefully, Mohammed. You said very many times that Israel, in a sense, is one of the problems, not the problem. And the problem is around Iran and the Arab countries. And this is a terrible thing that they have done. All of them have offered their countries, their economies, their gifts, of course, to your own president. And basically, they allowed the West to use the Arab space as a space of war against Iran without precedent. So Iran is not just fighting the West, but is also fighting most of the Arab countries that are part of this. And that's very shameful. First of all, the Arab countries are Muslim. And I don't understand what is in it for them, apart from their own destruction. In Israel, they are now talking about destroying Turkey next, Pakistan, and Egypt, and Saudi Arabia. So Saudi Arabia is serving, I'm not talking about the other countries, they're all serving the American cause. And at the same time, they are putting themselves in danger of being the next to be attacked. So this is really idiotic. What I'm very worried about, and I'll be very interested to hear what you have to say about this, Dr. Morandi, is I think that Iran can and does cause damage to Israel. It's not standing aside this time. And I don't think it should have at all been negotiating, because the negotiation was just a ruse and a cover-up for the attack, like the first time. There is no way you can negotiate with Kushner and Witkoff or with Trump, and the Russians have found that out as well. So what Israel is now facing is destructive. They may well regret, and I hope they do regret, what they have done. All the damage, not just in the last 2 days, but all the damage that they have caused to Iran over the years. I hope they regret that. But the danger is that both Israel and the United States are nuclear powers. And as they run out of ammunition, which they will, and the Americans will run out of ammunition, I believe, before the Iranians. We know that from the 12-day war, where they came running to the Americans. The Israelis came running to the Americans and said, "Get me out of here. We're running out of, missiles, and we can't. Our defense is short." So once this happens, it may happen in a week. It may happen in 2 weeks or more. In Israel, they're talking about few days to end the war. This is like they were talking about in the same way in 2023 when Hamas attacked on the 7th of October, and they said there will be 7 or 10 days and we will finish them. So if they, after 2.5 years, they're still fighting Hamas, they think they can defeat Iran at all, and not to talk about few days. So I think what is very frightening here is when Israel realizes that they are running out of ammunition, conventional ammunition, they may use what is in Israel called the Samson option. I'm terrified about this because this will not just harm Iran, it will harm the whole Middle East, and actually is likely to cause the Third World War, a nuclear Third World War.
Can you explain what the Samson option is for people who don't know?
Well, the Samson option relates to the fact that Samson in the Bible, in order to defeat the Palestinian of his time, which were called the Philistines, brought the roof down on everyone, including himself. Right. So the Samson option is a suicidal option. And Israel is the most likely country everywhere, anywhere, to do that. And Trump is the most likely president to support him in such an action. And I think that will force the Chinese and the Russians into a nuclear war. And, we are all written off. So I think I'm very worried, not about Israel winning, because I don't think that is going to happen, but I'm very worried about Israel losing and then using that card